Well, good morning, everyone. And if you're joining us on YouTube today, let me introduce Bob Budd and Lynn, his wife. Bob is, I don't know if the career network marketer is the right word, but he's definitely made a full-time living basically his whole adult life in network marketing. And once you get bit by the bug of residual income and time freedom and nobody telling you what to do and no bureaucracy, you just get to live your life on your own terms. You can't go back. Congratulations to Reese Antley. We're going to highlight him soon. He's our newest full-time networker. He's now living life on his own terms. And it's so funny because Reese was so passionate about shrimp when I first met him. That's what he did. He ran the largest shrimp company in Florida. I'm like, Reese, if you could ever get passionate about this business like you do shrimp, you're going to get rich. And he did. And he is getting rich now. But that being said, Bob, you are now one of the fastest movers in Partner Co. We highlighted you about a month ago because you had gone senior officer. But that wasn't good enough for you. Now you've gone president, which means you have almost now optimizing 3 legs weekly. And so it won't be long. You're going to have that 4th leg going. You're going to be right there at chairperson 1, chairperson 2, and onward. But Bob, if you don't mind, if you'll start us maybe in the beginning, like talk to us as brand new people, like tell us your mindset, how you did it, why Partner Co, all the above. And I'm just going to turn it to you.
Bob, I got to give you the credit, though. You're CEO, not president. So congratulations.
My bad, Reese. Help me out, brother. So that means he did optimize 3 legs. He is CEO. See, you're moving so fast, I'm selling you short, Bob.
I was going to have to run a check, see if something didn't go through there. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, that's 3 optimized legs. So that's 2,000 plus 2,000 plus 2 different bonuses, plus matching check, plus new volume bonus. You know, you're getting way up there. You're approaching a $10,000 weekly check at that level. So big time congratulations, Bob.
This close, I'll tell you. Wow, Todd, this has been the most incredible ride. I mean, I'm 26 here. You mentioned career networker. I don't even use that term anymore, by the way. I'm a partnership marketer now, not a network marketer, and I love that. It's so different, and that's my whole shtick. I tell people, hey, if you're sick of MLM, so am I. If you're sick of traditional multi-level marketing, so am I. I'll never do it again. I found something better. It's more lucrative. It's far more fun. People come to us instead of us having to chase them, and it's partnership marketing. And everybody in the industry says, what's partnership marketing? And it opens the door and you get to share with them something that is new and refreshing in this industry. And God, I got to tell you, over the last even 2 years, I was at a point where I was ready to coast. I was sick of it, tired of chasing people, tired of the NFL club, the no friends left club, tired of, oh, we've got a system. You make a list, you check the list twice, and you make sure you call your family and friends first so you get your disappointments over with quickly. And, the system that our industry has. And then I'm introduced to this system. It was like a rocket ship went up to my head. This is different from anything I've ever done before. And I tie this into this partnership marketing, and in particular, our system of growth. I tie it into principles that I believe from scripture my whole life. When you read about Peter, and I'm sorry, I always go back to this story, but it defines partnership marketing to me. And Peter on the shores of Galilee, and he fished all night, he caught nothing. Jesus says, Peter, launch out and cast your nets on the right side of the boat, launch out into the deep. In other words, step out. You got to have a little bit of faith here, jump back into the waters, cast your nets. Peter didn't want to go. He said, Lord, I fished all night, I caught nothing. And Jesus probably just gave him a look. Peter, launch, get going. So he went out, launched his net. He only launched one. He had a little bit of faith. In other words, you don't have to have great faith. You just need a little bit of faith. The Lord told Peter, nets plural. Peter launched one net, but that one net became so full he could barely get it ashore. What was the difference? The difference was partnership marketing. You see, God brought the fish to him. In this business, we go out there with this system of growth. We simply post real testimonies of real people getting real results, and people come to us and they want to know, how do you get those results? And that one box of drops leads into an army of brand partners in very short order because they get one box. They love the results. Who wouldn't like the results? I mean, look at me. You saw me in Punta Cana. I'm down well over 30 pounds now. And I can actually tie my shoelaces now. And anyway, people get the results on the drops. And when they do, you reach out to them a week or two later, maybe 2, 3 weeks, and say, look, I know you're getting good results on these. It's got to be time you think about your next box. It takes about 90 days to balance the hormones. And um, you're probably thinking buying another box from me, but why pay retail? Let me show you how to get them for wholesale. Matter of fact, I can show you how to get them for free. Todd, everybody wants them for free or wholesale, so they all want to talk about how to do that. That leads to the brand partner discussion. And the beauty of this business, like none other I've seen, Todd, is they can do this. How many people in every other business we've been in? I built 3 other businesses, Todd, to a 7-digit income prior to this. And I said, I'll never do it again. Well, we're doing it again, I'll tell you. And I've got more fire and excitement this time than I had 25 years ago when I began. We're going to do it again. But this time is so different as a result of this system of growth. And but the difference for the masses, see, I could always, just by make up who I am, say, but whether I'm a salesman, I don't know, say well, but I could always put together posts. I could always put together responses. I could always put together what I needed to do. But the masses aren't necessarily equipped, whether it's experience or background, they aren't necessarily equipped to do that. In this system, it's all right here. A 10-year-old could build this business. Nobody could say, oh, I can't do that. A 10-year-old could do it. We just need to show them how. And so, Todd, the system has rejuvenated all my entrepreneurial juices. And we are just Lin. Every business we've been in, Lin's been the quiet one in the background. Now, oh my goodness, you can't shut her up. Sorry, hope she doesn't hear me. She's so fired up, so excited about this. She is doing as much talking about it as I am because she's feeling not just the results of the product, but what this business is doing for us financially and the people we're able to help. People that never made a dime in this industry before. People from previous teams we've been on never made pennies. Now they're pulling in, thousands of dollars, even a retail profit alone. And I gotta say one more thing. This ultimate, wow, whoever dreamed up this ultimate concept, it's genius, absolutely genius. And John and I were talking about it in Punta Cana. Like honestly, 85, 90% of the people we bring in are ultimate. Who wouldn't go ultimate? Because for the first time, Todd, and I'll shut up, I'm rambling here, but for the first time, that a company actually built financial teeth into wanting to upgrade to an ultimate. There's a reason why. Well, 3 reasons. You go ultimate, and immediately you're locked in at 30% new volume bonus for life. And people say, well, what's that? Every company has a first order bonus. In other words, you'll get 20%, big whoop, right? 20% commission on the first single order of anyone you enroll. Partner Co says, oh, we'll do one better. We'll let you earn up to 30% on all the purchases within the first 4 Fridays. That's a lot more volume and a lot more commission to be earned. What's 20% on 100 PV enrollment? What is that? $20. What's 30% on an ultimate enrollment? $450. Do the comparison, right? But that's only one element. Also, when you go ultimate, you can expand your leverage instead of a binary with two legs, where like every other compensation out there, where you've got two legs, you're paid 5 or 6% on the lesser of those two legs. So you got 2,000 of volume, 20%, there's $40. Nothing. But imagine if you had 5 legs and you're earning 15% on all the legs, all of them, all of your pay lines other than your largest. And so again, when you go ultimate, you get 30% locked in for life. You get 5 legs. So you've expanded your leverage. But the biggest one of all, and I had no idea just how big this was when I first started. Why didn't you tell me more about this? Not kidding. But this is the biggest of all. And that is this matching bonus. I always call it check match. It's an old phrase we always used with other companies, but no other company had matching bonus like this. Imagine earning 15% matching commission on every dime that everyone that you enroll on their baseline missions for life. So I enroll Pope Boy. I'm sure he's on here. Pope Boy. How many of you would like to be earning 15% check match on Pope Boy or Kevin Mullins or Christine or Molly or Janice or Jason and Deborah? And I go through a list of my leaders. I mean, imagine earning a matching bonus of 15% on that entire generation of enrollments. And then everyone they enroll earning 10% for life. Then everyone they enroll 5% and eventually down through 7 levels. I've never seen anything so lucrative as this check match. And those 3 reasons alone, never, ever let anyone slip through your fingers and not get to ultimate. Everybody needs to be ultimate. And if they understand the financial merits of it, nobody would leave that on the table.
Todd, you're muted, but while you're unmuting, I just want to say real quick, we need to clip so much of what Bob just said. There was probably 10 things in there. If we clipped and we had them as little reels, 60-second reels, you would have every network marketer from the past come over to us because he just explained it to a T. But hey, just one thing
that's
I want
easy,
to
Reese.
throw in.
Sarah and I conquered that yesterday. She's already just starting to do it. She started pulling them out yesterday. So we'll have that for Bob today.
But can I say one more thing? But I just want to say, Bob has 26 years of experience. Bob could have came into this company and he could have ran his systems or whatever he wanted to do and been successful. But he came in and ran the system of growth. And now look at the success. That's the key that I see that I'm learning from all of you guys that are leaders that have been in the industry. Todd, Bob, Chris, Risha, everybody, is that you set ego aside, you set pride aside, and you say, this is working. Let's see if we can get this to work and see how it's working. And they jump right in and just conquer the system, which is absolutely, that's the difference. They don't separate their teams and do their own thing. They follow what's working and then they make it better for all of us.
Absolutely. If I could just touch on that. Make no mistake, as you go, everything in your old paradigms are going to try to pull you back into your old ways. It's old paradigms, old habits, and it keeps trying to drag you back into doing things you used to do. And I find myself every day, I set myself back a minute and say, stick with what's working. You're always going to have a dip in a given day, or someday everything doesn't flow exactly like the thing. But the reality is the system works, you don't deviate from it, and it always performs.
Yeah. So one of the things that Bob said that I want to reiterate, and Reese, you can hang with me because you're the best example we've got actually on this call. But the power of our matching check has never existed in network marketing ever in the history of our industry. There is no other pay plan on planet Earth where if you qualified one time and signed up one right person on any leg, that you got a chance here to set yourself financially free. Like you can make thousands and thousands of dollars weekly with one right person because you're going to get 15% on the first, 10% of everybody they sign up, and then 5% on that third generation when those people start signing people up. And the only thing you got to have to unlock the first 3 generations of matching check is go ultimate. It's hard to explain to the brand new person, the person that needs to do it. I know we're always in an uphill battle getting the importance on them. So it begins with doubling their upfront money to 30%. But ultimately, it's the matching check. So, Reese, you've just been able to resign your job to be out here full time. But I would say probably 80% of your paycheck right now is matching check on one leg, which in the industry they would call that your power leg.
Yeah, it is. Hopefully, I have still got service, but yeah, I mean, just like Bob going to CEO in any other pay plan for the most part, we would have got. I mean, Ashley and I would have got nothing from that. Just a good celebration. Hey, go Bob! But we get to celebrate with him and collect matching check from Bob, and then everybody. Remember, when people rank up to CEO, that means people under them are ranking up. So everybody, there's so many people in that situation that are having record checks, and all that comes up. I just real quick on that. A lot of times I don't unlock 6 and I haven't unlocked 7th generation yet. So when those two right now, I just kind of did a calculation. That would be, I mean, now that our business has grown, that's a huge piece in itself. Even though it's like 26 cents or $1.30, those all add up to hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So.
Yeah. So Bob made 4,000 in base pay. So the way it worked out, Reese sponsored Chris and Joni sponsored Bob. So that puts Bob on Reese's second generation. So when Bob made 4,000 in base pay for the week, Reese got a $400 10% match of that. Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal at all. It's very powerful.
It was actually over 5, but well,
over 5,000. My bad, Bob. I'm always selling you short.
you can't forget those new volume bonuses.
Oh, well, yeah, I meant just base pay by itself.
Oh,
I didn't mean your whole
okay.
check. Because you don't get matched on the new volume, but I knew your check had to be way over 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
And congratulations. That's
No,
not a
but
bad weekly check 6 months in.
Yeah, and it was over 5, just the baseline. Yeah.
So, Bob, any closing comments from you that you'd like people to know on this YouTube if they're coming to watch it, if they're just getting started and want the success you've had?
Well, you're in the right business, you're in the right company, you're in the right industry, you're in the right comp plan. And again, there are 3 things I tell people. In order to make money in this industry, you've got to have a company that'll deliver in 3 ways. 1, the right product. Where would we ever get a better product? And I mean all our products. We're so hooked on all of them. But the product to lead, where would you ever get a better product than these drops? And then and they work, right? Then you've got to have the right comp plan. We've already talked about that. We've got it. You got to have the right system. We've got all 3. Just get together with your upline and make sure you understand this system of growth. Put it into action. And guys, don't ever look back. We have the world by the tail. Todd, I just got to give a shout out to a couple of people. And I feel bad. I know I'm going to forget somebody, but I was trying to see who came on the call. And man, I got a new team building out of, well, they're from the Washington State area, although the leader of the group, or one of the leaders of the group, is in Florida now, actually. I introduced her to Reese a couple of days ago, but Christine and Mary Lou and a whole group of them that are coming over, Mitch and Deb and a whole bunch of them, but just so proud of this group. And my group out of, want to give a shout out to the Dillinghams. Jason suffered, I'm not sure if it was a full stroke or a mini stroke, but I got to tell you, like, here's the commitment of people. He's in the hospital 2 days. He gets out of the hospital. I get a message from Deb. Bob, sorry, we've been out of commission a couple of days, but we're back. I'm thinking, you just get out of the hospital, take a break here. But point is, I trust me, she's taking good care of him. Point is, people love what they're doing here. They love that they're changing lives. And Carrie, I got a gal out of Washington, Carrie Chambers. Wow, watch this girl go. She's blowing it up. I had 3 new vice presidents last week. I'll have at least 2 more this week. It's all just following the system. Don't deviate. And you do that, the world's your oyster.